It is a tale of art theft, aristocracy and adventure that reads like the pages of a crime thriller, but the story behind the return of the stolen portrait of Mary Boleyn is much stranger than fiction. The painting of Henry VIII's mistress is safely back with her family. But it took years of detective work, culminating in a young family member being dispatched to Paris on the Eurostar with a wad of cash to buy it back. At the center of the audacious mission is Anne Henning Jocelyn, a writer, historian and wife of Robert Jocelyn, 10th Earl of Roden, a descendant of Mary, who made it her goal to bring the portrait home. The 400-year-old painting was snatched in a horrific robbery in 1990. Anne's father-in-law, the 9th Earl of Roden, was attacked in his home in County Down by a vicious gang of thieves. Mystery behind Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn's two weddings. Precious heirlooms were stolen, including the portrait, believed to be the earliest known picture of Mary Boleyn, sister of King Henry VIII's second wife Anne. Anne was Queen of England from 1533 to 1536, and the infamous monarch's second wife. She was beheaded after being falsely accused of adultery, incest and treason. The 10th Earl of Roden descends from Lord Hunsdon, Mary Boleyn's son, believed to have been fathered by Henry VIII. A fictionalized account of her story was told by the Crown creator Peter Morgan in the 2008 film The Other Boleyn Girl and starred Scarlett Johansson as Mary. Don't miss Anne Boleyn breakthrough as new evidence looks inside Inner Circle News. Henry VIII, last act of mercy over Anne Boleyn revealed. Reveal, Brexit linked to 16th century kings in fascinating insight. Over time the family recovered many of the items taken in the raid, but the portrait of Mary was lost for 2 decades. Anne, 75, who married her husband after he invited her to use his home in Ireland as a place to write, explained, "It was stolen in an aggravated robbery at the family home in County Down in February 1990, when my 80-year-old father-in-law was attacked by a gang of mass traders and left tied up. He would have died if he hadn't been found by a neighbor." Most of the stolen items, estimated to be worth at least £1 million, were in due course recovered. But the portrait of Mary was lost until we traced it to Paris in 2010. They sent a young member of the family, who has asked not to be identified, to the French capital to negotiate the return of Mary. Anne, who has written about her husband's ancestors, was determined to reunite the portrait with 2 others, one of Anne Boleyn and Mary's son. And so began the next chapter in their incredible story. She spotted an image of the stolen picture in a book on the sisters. Anne, who lives in the west of Ireland, said, "We missed Mary, because we had a group of 3, Lord Hunsdon, Mary's son, Mary and Anne. The 3 portraits had their place in our home, which is like a museum. Everything in the house was made for the family hundreds of years ago, including the pictures." Anne revealed the remarkable tale during an interview about her new play The Sphere of Light, based on her book of the same name, which uncovers secrets of the Boleyn sisters. It premieres next month at Hever Castle in Kent, the Boleyn family's former home. Anne discovered the painting was still in circulation when she spotted it in the book. She recalled, "Alison Weir wrote a biography on Mary and I immediately read it, as I've read everything that's been published about the Boleyns for the past 20 or 30 years. There I saw our picture and it said in a private collection. I got onto Alison and said, please tell us who has this. She'd got the details from a gallery who didn't realize it had been stolen, they thought we still had it. Anne then looked at the art loss register, a private database of stolen art, which revealed it was up for sale at a Paris auction. She explained, the register had a good system whereby they search all the existing auction houses in the world, regularly. We contacted the auction house and they immediately withdrew the picture. They said it belonged to an eminent cosmetic surgeon. So I contacted him and he told us that it was, by law, his picture because he had bought it in good faith, and under French law it belonged to him. So we said we were willing to buy it back at the reserve price he put in at the auction. He then realized how anxious we were to get the picture back and upped the price to a level we couldn't afford. Their pleas were ignored, so in desperation they sent the young family member to his Paris office with an undisclosed sum of cash. Anne said, they walked into the surgery and put the wad of banknotes down. There was Mary sitting on the wall, watching them. The doctor said, "Oh no, 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 I want more. I want a better price than that." So they took out a handful of coins and said, "I was holding on to this for my lunch but you can have it as well." Then somehow the Frenchman weakened. Anne recalls, he said, "All right, you can have the picture." The surgeon took the money and a black bag was produced. The person we sent then had to walk about in Paris, very hungry, for the rest of the day, carrying Mary in the bin bag waiting for the Eurostar to go back to London. Once back in the UK, the picture was taken to Christie's art auction house to have it dated and checked for authenticity. Then Mary was taken back to Ireland to be reunited with her son and sister. A digital copy of the painting is now displayed at Hever Castle as part of Anne's stage production. The original is in safekeeping at an undisclosed location. Anne said, "It was a huge pleasure and relief to have her brought back to us and to have her where she should be with her sister and son. To see the three of them together again brought home to us how much the Boleyns have meant to the family. And it inspired me to take the research further and write the play." Anne Henning-Josselin's stage play The Sphere of Light, based on her book, premieres at Hever Castle on August 4th and 5th. Visit heverfestival.co.uk for more information.